There we have it. We're recording. Did we get?
Hello?
Is this thing?
Is this working?
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Flippin' Street or Make It Weird,
This is it.
our real life podcast that we have been talking about now for 4 years.
Yeah, well, Addie's 6, and she's almost 6, and
So
we've
7
been talking
years.
about it for probably about that long. So
Our boss at a radio station that is no longer here probably wanted us to. I think that he even said, like, you guys should do a podcast after your show. So maybe even technically it's been like 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
it's probably almost as long as we've known each other. Yeah.
Yeah. What changed now to make us do this? I don't know. What really changed? Like what happened where we actually we're going to follow
I don't
through
know.
and do
I was
this?
like, here's the thing. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just do it.
Yeah, that was her idea. So it's her fault. Send your hate mail directly to Flip.
Instead of just talking about it,
Yeah.
how about we just do it?
Here, that's the truth be told. I mean, there's a lot of wisdom in what you just said. It's just you know what, that
do
should be
it.
a phrase. That should be we should what do you call it? Copyright that. Just do it. That's a great idea.
I think
it could be a phrase for
someone
things.
has already beat us to that.
Have they? That'd be a great.
We'd probably
great
get
slogan.
sued by Nike for millions and millions of dollars.
Great slogan, though. Man, that was a good idea.
That'd be a good start to a podcast, facing a $3 billion lawsuit from one of the biggest shoe companies
Look,
in the world.
any publicity is good publicity.
That's what our old boss said.
Yeah,
So
See, that's
with
right.
it.
We're sticking
Yeah.
right with it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris, by the way. Whatever he's doing these days, I think he's a realtor, as is everybody else in the state of Florida. So good luck with that. All right. Look, hey, so we are Flippin' Streeter. If obviously, if you know us from our radio shows, if you don't,
worldwide, globally known.
I am Streeter. I am the second in title, but clearly the driver of the show, which
Clearly.
and
Clearly.
the heart of the show.
No, this is like we're in Australia
I don't know.
driving. This is
Flip had a better agent.
The driver's.
That's all I can.
Yeah.
In the beginning, she had a much better
Right.
agent, and so her team somehow got her name
worked out
first.
all those details. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also because of the years of it being Flippin' Streeter, people literally for a while when I was filling in for you and it was just me, new people tuning in thought it was just like it's Flippin' Streeter, like flipping, like just like flipping out,
Flippin' Streeter,
like a if you're afraid to say the F word,
right?
So you just be like, oh, I'm flipping mad.
Flippin' Streeter.
People thought it was Flippin' Streeter, and they're like, well, he doesn't sound that angry. And not.
That's not believable.
But what we do on our shows, our radio shows, is we always start with some good news. We do like to keep things positive around here, and so we collect good news from all various sources throughout the week, and that's what we like to kind of start with. So, Flip, I'm going to leave that to you to pick us up a little bit here.
All
Let's
right.
start with some positivity. What kind of positivity you got?
So we've seen things like this before where, total strangers just stop what they're doing and help people, just complete strangers. And that happened the other day. There was a guy in Utah. He did it. It turned out his engine was on fire. The guy who saved the day turned out to be snowboarder Zach Miller, and he was born with cerebral palsy. He competed in the Winter Paralympics in Beijing just a couple of years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And he was able to pull over to the side of the road, and it's like another driver on the highway started pointing at him and telling him, hey, help me. Turned out his engine was on fire. The thing was close to blowing up, and Zach was there to save the day and get him to safety, got all the first responders and everything out there.
And just a little side quest here. Do you think if you were in that situation and there was a car on fire that you would be brave enough? I mean, seriously, like it takes a special person to be brave enough to go and run in, like into a burning building to save people.
Right.
You think you'd be brave enough to do that?
I'd like to say that I would.
No, that's what I'd like to say too, but I don't know.
It's one of those things like you don't really know until you're in the fire, literally and figuratively speaking.
And I feel like a lot of people also, unless they know that somebody is... I think if I knew for sure
imminent
someone
danger.
is in there.
If you can feel, the imminent danger and stuff. Otherwise, it's like if somebody's got a flat or something on the side of the road.
Someone will be along
people
soon
are like,
to help them.
Police officer will be by in just a little bit or something like that. But it's like the fire. It's like, what is it about fire that's like, I've got to go. I got to get close to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Wait, what? That's you? You just when you see a fire, you just want to run close to it?
It's like that like when you see fire, it's like firefighters and stuff. It's like they get that thrill, like the adrenaline rush of rushing in to the burning building and saving somebody like an action movie.
I don't think they feel that way when they're have to run it. I think they are so upset with you that you put them in that position.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, man,
it's going to be for some dumb reason too. That
we need to have a firefighter on the show. So any firefighters,
maybe one of our first guests,
watching, that'd be fun. Yeah, I would like to know what you feel like. Do you feel like the superhero? Are you so pissed off at the person that put you in that situation? Like,
what is your thought process?
Someone fell asleep with a cigarette in their hand, whatever, or is it a heater or something?
I would definitely be interested to see what their thought process is when they go through these rescues and everything.
I would like to do that too. Speaking of people that need rescuing and always into crazy stuff, also on our show for those again, like many of you are familiar with our show, our radio show. A couple of things that we do on here, we're going to kind of bring to the podcast, to keep it, kind of keep some similarities going. Of course, we'll have some new stuff here on the podcast as well. But That's So Florida is one of our favorite things to do. Flip, you having grown up in Florida, and the rest of the world we always fight to get to Florida for whatever reason, even though we call it crazy. All of us save up our money.
It's like, you call it crazy, but you still want to come.
Yeah, exactly. We save up our money all the time. You're like, I think you sent me a meme that said that, and it was like, all these people talking about how crazy Florida is. Yet, as soon as you get a week's vacation, you're like, boom.
Right. Pick somewhere else to pick on. We've got the beaches down here.
Yeah, but we also have crazy people, and that's what That's So Florida is all about. And I saw this. Did you see the headline there at the bottom? This happened out of. It's true. I mean, do you even need to talk about it? Like, what is it with Florida people and the alligators? Why don't you leave them alone?
I mean,
this guy apparently.
It's just.
He was upset that this alligator was in a pond, I guess, that was eating his turtles.
Right.
Or turtles in the pond. And so he took it upon himself to just lasso this thing and tie it up. And you're not supposed to do that in the state of Florida.
You're not supposed to, but
it's frowned upon. Messing with these alligators.
Also, it's sort of a rite of passage.
No, it's not.
It's a rite of passage for Floridians.
It's illegal for Floridians to mess with alligators.
Do something with or to an alligator. Not necessarily hurting them, but just maybe trying to ride them or wrestle them, like some of my cousins have done. It's a thing.
So if that is true, if that's true, and messing with alligators is also can be a crime, then it's a rite of passage for Floridians to go to jail to commit is that kind of it? Like, you're not a true Floridian until you've been arrested for something stupid?
I mean, I'm just saying, the majority of the people that I surround myself with, the ratio of people who have been to jail versus the people that haven't, that are from Florida, is not very level.
Okay. All right. I guess that's fair.
It's a little lopsided.
Yeah. You know that your Florida friends can see this now, right? You're talking directly, and your family.
Hey, it comes back to the thing. If you think it's about you, it probably is.
That's true. You're like,
just saying.
Fair enough. That's very fair. All right. That was my Florida story. Did you have anything that stuck out to you this week from our That's So Florida things that you wanted to get to?
Oh, my gosh. I wanted to talk about this guy in Iowa.
Wait, Iowa?
He is, because this is like...
You do know the title of the segment, right?
No, I know.
I've only been doing this now for 8 years.
But I feel like this is probably I don't know, was it supposed to be a Florida story? We didn't establish the rules.
We have no rules. It's a podcast. No one has rules on podcasts.
I love it. There's no rules.
Do whatever you want.
Because it's it could,
you showed up with glasses with all the glare. I mean, it's clearly it's not TV.
I know. I'm like, I need some of that anti.
If you had seen what happened for the 5 minutes prior to us hitting record on this podcast.
We should have been recording that. I'm like moving the phone all around.
Trying to figure out what angle would prevent the glare from coming across. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. So
there's no angle. So this guy in Iowa was just arrested for attempted murder.
What? Okay. That's deep.
Because he had shot his father the other night. Thankfully, his dad is okay. But at the hospital, the father told police that he and his son were arguing about his stinky feet.
Oh, my God.
Before the shooting. And his son backed that up. He said he was in the living room with his father, who was in a motorized scooter.
Oh, no.
And his father told him, hey, bud, I think you got
stinky feet.
You washed your feet lately?
Oh, that conversation has happened in our house.
That ignited a large, I hope this hasn't happened in your house many times, because that ignited a larger heated argument. At some point, he went to another room to get a gun. He came back, pointed it at his father, and he accidentally pulled the trigger. Apparently, he was doing it just to scare him.
Use that excuse.
But he was also charged with child endangerment because there were two kids younger than 14 in the home at the time.
That's terrible. That's awful.
Stinky feet gone. Real sour.
You know, it really could have been solved, though, if you do wash your feet. That is something.
I mean, lesson here to save an argument.
I don't know if that's the biggest lesson at hand. I mean, maybe it's.
I don't know if that's the biggest takeaway. Maybe just don't aim firearms at people, especially people that help bring you into the world.
Yeah, that's true for sure.
That would be a good.
But washing your feet is also a good takeaway.
Yes.
From it all.
Yes.
All right. I mean, I guess that's worthy of our That's So Florida today. That's true. I mean, since we have no rules, then that's fine. Yeah. That's great.
No rules.
All right. We got a lot of other things I want to get to here before we run out of time, which is pretty wild.
We run out of time?
Yeah.
I thought there were no rules. We could go on for 3 hours.
No, there are no rules. But I mean, honestly, how long do you want to stare at me?
This is true. Touche, yeah.
So I don't know. There's a couple of different things I want to get to also that we don't get to do on our radio show, and that is what crazy shit did your kids do this week? We both have.
So it is going to be a 3-hour show.
It is going to be.
Is that what you're saying?
You get to pick one. You get to pick one thing.
Dang it!
One thing. One thing. I am a stepfather to two teenagers, 16 and 14, and I am also a biological father. I don't know why I need to. I don't think I have to.
I don't know. Are we on Maury all of a sudden?
I don't have to clarify that.
That is, you are the father of Luna. That is your child.
Of a 3-year-old. And so I feel like there's constantly just something crazy happening in this house, whether it's, teenage hormones or, toddlers just throwing tantrums or saying something hilarious and outsmarting me and making me feel really kind of like, oh my gosh, how when you
kind of proud, but also offended.
Embarrassed and offended at the same time. Because I'm like, how did this 3-year-old just outsmart me? What level is my mind at that?
Roasted by a 3-year-old.
Exactly.
It happens.
But, and then you're in a similar position. Mm-hmm. You have a few different little ones of all different ages running around the house.
11-year-old, one that's going to be 6 next month, and then Jace he'll be 2 in December.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of different things.
Yeah,
Which, by the
school,
way, a spoiler: if the door behind you opens at any point and a little kid runs into your room,
if you see a little tiny person,
that's because during the show, Flip has no choice but to just let all of the children run around wild in the house.
It's chaos. Yeah, just chaos.
The things she sacrifices so we can bring this to you.
Right.
I mean, we need you to like and share and everything because her house is a disaster.
It pays for my anxiety medication. So please like and share.
We need you to do that for us. And by the way, we're looking for sponsors for the podcast portion of the show. So if there's any great baby monitor and house monitor companies that could help Flip up, because you have nothing. You have no idea what's happening in your house right now.
I mean, unless I hear screams, but also silence is also very scary, as I showed you the other day when it got completely quiet for a few minutes. And I was like, oh, this is nice.
Send me that video.
Oh, this is nice. Wait, what is happening?
Actually, you did send me that
video. And I go and find Jace fully clothed, playing with his little tub thing in the shower.
Yeah.
With all his
soaking
little cars
wet.
and toys and stuff.
Soaking
wet. Yeah. Fully clothed. And
I was going to say you should send me
himself.
that video because I can bring that video up on the podcast screen. But then I realized you did send me that video and I did not prepare it to put up on the podcast screen. That's the type of show you're in for, folks.
That's why you're
This should be called Flip and Street or What We Should Have Done. That should be the actual title of the show. What we should have done. All right, let's get to. So that's a great thing for the crazy shit your kid did this week.
That's true.
Your youngest got into the shower fully clothed. Well, it was completely quiet in your house, and you're like, what's happening? Yeah. So at what point does it occur to you? Did it just like? Because when it occurs to me when it's quiet.
Yeah.
Like at first, for a while, I'm like, this is so amazing.
Exactly.
And then you remember you're a parent.
To get stuff done. I'm like, wait.
You have a kid.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I've seen those reels before. It's like you're just kind of scrolling through, Instagram or something. You're like, oh, ha. And it's like, wait, where'd that noise come from? What's happening here? It's like you totally zone out and you just forget. And I was cleaning. I was doing dishes or something. And it was just like, wow, this is really nice. And I'm like, wait, this is too nice. Where is he? Jace? And I'm like calling him through the house, nothing. And then I finally go in there and I start hearing in the bathroom. I hear him start tinkering around with the toys and stuff. So I pulled out my phone and started recording. And just got him around the corner, like so proud of himself that he had managed to outsmart me.
It's always a jolt. It's always a jolt, though, when you get that.
It's like that.
Like, oh no,
like
what are they into?
It's almost like when you're sleeping and you feel like you're falling or something.
Yes.
You're like, yeah. It's the same thing.
Okay, so it's kind of exactly like what really happened to me. I was going to share this story. I was sleeping. It was about 4:00 in the morning. And Luna the 3-year-old had kind of gotten into bed with us. She starts in her own room and she gets to bed.
Addie still
wakes up in the middle of the night, 4:00 or so, and she's screaming and she's like, oh, daddy. She's waking me up, pushing me. I'm going crazy. I'm like, what's going on? She says, you need to get that fish off my pillow. And I said, and I looked at the pillow first. I'm like, there's no fish there. I said, baby, you're dreaming. You're having a dream. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. And she would not let it go. She's like, no, you've got to get up. So at 4:00 in the morning, here I am going through. I was like, the only way to go back to sleep peacefully and get her to go back to is to actually remove this imaginary fish for her. So here I am at 4 a.m.
You have
going,
to do
okay,
it.
let me get it. And then she's like, no, it's a bigger fish than I was like, okay, all right, fine. All right, it's a big fish. Let me get the big fish.
Okay. Yeah.
Where should it go? She's like, it needs to be flushed down the toilet. I was like, all right, let me bring it to that. So here I am bringing this imaginary fish to the bathroom at 4:00 in the morning.
Is she fully awake or was she
I have no clue. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
That is hilarious.
I think she was still mostly asleep because as soon as this fish was gone, she was just back out again.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay.
It's just completely fine.
That is so funny because that happened. It was like night before last that happened.
Yeah.
To you?
Yeah. That's
this morning at 4 a.m.
Oh no.
About 3:30, 4 a.m. Addie comes in our room, and she had passed out. She's getting to bed earlier,
made
so it
fun
was
of
like
me yesterday.
It was like 7:30. Apparently, this was karma coming to my bedside at 3:30 this morning, or 4 o'clock, or whatever it was. And she comes and she wakes me up, and she's kind of, she's real gentle about it. She's like, "Mommy, there's a cockroach on my arm."
Oh, was there really?
Hold on, what? And so I'm like coming up out of my.
Why would you bring it into my room? Would be my first.
Wait, what? Huh? Sorry. Come again? And I look, and there's nothing on my arm, and I'm like, "Oh, sweetie, it was probably just a bad dream or something." And then so I'm like, "Just come, cuddle with me and everything." And then she's like, "The shower's on." I'm like, "No, sweetie, the shower's not on. Nobody's taking a shower."
You sure?
Now.
Where's Jace?
No, I hear the shower. And so I go in the bathroom to the shower, and there's so we have like a waterfall kind of shower head where it's just in the middle.
Yeah, tell me you make more money than me without telling me you make more money than me. That's why your name's first.
It was on Amazon. And so Jace has all his he's got like buckets and his little ride-on, plastic little thing in there. Like he just has a ball when he goes in there for a shower. And so most of that stuff, if we don't pull it out, it kind of, the water will drain on it sometimes. Like the water kind of sits in that shower head from time to time. And that's all that was happening. And his little ride-on was underneath it, but it was so loud that she thought that somebody was in there because, it's the water hitting the plastic.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
And so she was freaking out thinking that. So I had to remove the
so that portion
toy from the shower this morning
was real. So
that portion was real.
Is there a chance there's still a cockroach running around her room somewhere? Then
that I don't.
You don't know. You didn't see it.
I don't know. Still no.
Yeah, and there's a chance there's a fish somewhere in our house too. Maybe
probably there could be a fish flopping and I don't know. Maybe we're in on the mob somehow that we've offended too many people.
It's possible. It's very possible. Oh my goodness! All right. Okay. So there's a couple of things. Like I said, we gotta make sure we get to before you're tired of this and
before I get infiltrated.
And that time is happening quick.
Yeah,
it's coming quick. No. So obviously, when you have a podcast, there's a lot of things that you have to put together, right? Like we have to get all the software and the lighting,
right?
And all
still a work in progress.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So one of those things is intro music.
Oh yeah, we need to have like some fancy. I hear all these podcasts and they've got like their own theme songs.
They have their own theme songs.
Yeah.
They have like we have the Real Friends, Real Life, Real Weird, which is kind of our brand, which is just us. I mean, that's just us. We're real friends. We're just talking about our real lives. And then, we like to say keep it weird because it's, that to us means, hey, make it awkward. Say what you want to say.
Say the things.
Say the things that are on your mind, even if it creates a little bit of like weird,
uncomfortableness, whatever. Just say it.
Because you just need to say it. You need to let your feelings be known. So that's kind of what that's all about. But people, all the great podcasts have a great show close. Like they go out with saying something that's just like, man, this is fantastic. On our radio show, we say, what do we say? Be safe, be kind. And then you say, be like
Betty White.
A tribute to Betty White because she was just a wonderful individual. But I think we need to do something different here on our show, on the podcast.
Oh, crap. Now I got another thing to remember.
Yes, we got to remember that. And of course, we cannot use the same music that we do for radio shows because licensing is different for podcasts. So we had to pay tens of thousands of dollars for
out of whose account?
Well, we're splitting this 50-50. So, but we didn't want to spare any expense for this. You know what I mean? Like we can't use the same music. So we had to pay somebody to come up with this stuff. Tens of thousands of dollars.
I've got zeros in my bank account, but there's no other number in front of those zeros.
Well, we'll talk about how you can pay me back for this after a while.
All right.
But so, any case, we thought for our first show, the company just came back with these different options for our our intros. Okay, and they're like, choose the one that you feel like fits your brand best. And so
Just some options to choose from.
Options. So I want your help.
Okay.
Drop a comment if we'll just do like one. The first one will be option one, and then just it's easier.
Okay.
So you can go with that.
Right.
So like here's option one. Okay.
Flip it straight and make it weird. Flip it straight and make it weird.
That is weird
Straight and
now.
make it weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Flip it straight and make it weird.
Yeah, it's weird. So
Flip it straight and make it
That's it.
so weird. This is a podcast.
that's the first. That's the first one.
I love that. Oh my god.
You like that one?
I love it. It's so bad. It is amazing.
That was $2,000 for that one. That was the most expensive one we got. That was. All right.
Okay.
That's option one. All right. In the comments, option
Okay.
one. All right.
All right. Option one.
All right. Here's option two. Here we go. This is a jam.
Wow. It's a banger.
Welcome to this podcast.
All right, I'm ending this one. This is it doesn't fit the vibe. It's not. It's putting me to sleep.
What's that app
Yeah.
that's like the Calm app or
Oh,
something?
yeah.
You should send that to them and have that
that's a
for
good
people
idea.
to fall asleep to.
That's a
'cause
great
That would be
idea.
a lot.
All right, see now we can make because that was $1,000 in itself right there. We got to recoup some of that
Right.
cost.
I know. Yeah.
See, so that's a good idea. We'll send it to Calm.
Yeah.
All right. Here's option. This is option three. Here's the. Is this the energy that you're looking for here? So I think you need to do a test like with this too. This is the point where we'd start talking.
Right.
If that was the intro,
no.
be like, all right, hey, welcome to the
Screaming
podcast. It's Flip It Straight or Make It Weird. I don't know. All right, that's option three.
Yeah, that's good.
Option three, if you like that one, make sure this. Option four. This one I specifically
gosh.
requested this because your husband loves like a good bass.
does.
And so,
Oh, God, he loves
so I
bass.
said add some bass, and they put together this kind of like this little bit more dancey thing, and then the bass kicks in, and so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Come drop. Oh, there it goes. Wait for the beat drop.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just saying like streeter.
I don't know what it said. I don't know. This is a lot of money because I specifically requested one that your husband would like, and they were like, "That's going to be extra." So this is like $2,500. So anyway, so do a little test on this. Like, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
It's Flip It Straight or Make It Weird. See, it's too complicated. Like, I don't know what the violin's doing.
That's a little. It's
was
giving off
strange.
like 3 or 4 different vibes.
Yeah.
Like, wait a
Yeah, I don't
minute,
know.
it's EDM. No, it's classical. No, it's
Yeah.
Whatever
all right.
that
And then
other-
this is the last one. I promise
okay.
this is the last one. Here we go. Option 5. It's kind of a jam.
okay.
Get behind this.
So I feel like we could do one for like the intro and one for the outro. Like
Yeah.
if we do one, like number 1 for the intro or
Okay.
something, and then
All right.
number 5 for the outro or
The outro.
flip-flop.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. I mean, no other
think, 'cause
brands
that's
do that
kind
in
of
the world because
that
they
one
know
right-
it's terrible for branding. They keep it consistent and do the same. But this is a podcast. There's no rules. Of course, we can do anything.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
probably should use
No,
the same
it's
one.
great.
But
No.
I'm just saying, like
I'm
this
kidding.
part
That's
right
fine.
here is good to
Yeah.
talk over. You know,
You're right. That is true.
like you can kind of have the music just
Yeah.
kind of in the background talking over it.
All right.
But I do like that first one too. It's like flipping, like it was so
Flipping
weird.
Street.
It was
Yeah.
good.
The first
Yeah.
one, yeah. Okay, which was this one, right?
Yeah.
Flip it straight and make it weird. Flip it straight and make it weird.
Like, I don't
so
know if
weird.
that should go
It's
at the
so
beginning,
weird.
though.
I know. I
because
think
it's gonna
that
be
people
like,
will tune out
what?
immediately. They're going to be like,
That
this
one
is gonna
probably
be,
needs to go at the end.
Yeah, that's
so
gotta
put
be at
number
the end.
5.
All right.
We could do number 5 maybe as our
All
opener.
right. If you agree with that, let us know in the comments. Or if you think it's one of the other ones fits it better, sure. Drop us a line there. Let us know. Then we need to come up with. So what's the slow show closing? Like a slogan for the end. Like other.
Oh gosh.
Other podcasts have.
At the end of it?
Yeah, like we say, we at the end of our radio show we say, "Be kind, be safe, be kind, be like Betty," and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Now we won't see you back here tomorrow necessarily. Might be next week. We haven't determined.
Yeah. Right.
I think it'll be next week.
To be determined.
Yeah, next week. Hopefully. We'll see.
I don't know. I mean, I think we need to have like a make it weird kind of thing in it. Like,
Hey, make it weird and we'll see you up the streeter. No, that's horrible. That sounds weird. I had a neighbor. Shout out to the neighbor. You know who you are. If they are. I think they follow. I don't know. But they told me one time, they were like, because they lived down the street and they were like, oh yeah, that's Sean up the streeter. Because they live up the street.
Sean up the street.
That's what they called me.
I think like make it fun, make it kind, make it weird.
Make it fun, make it kind, make it weird. We'll have to look at that. We'll have to make sure that's not like trademarked or something.
Copyright.
Yeah, exactly. Because then make it worth billions of dollars and
right.
Lawsuit.
Make it a lawsuit.
Yeah, make it a lawsuit. That's right. There you go. That's the end right there. That's our show close. Make it a lawsuit.
We come close just about every day.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we'll why don't we just stick with be safe, be kind for now.
Okay.
Be safe, be kind, be like Betty, be weird. I mean, no one else in the world probably has all of those things strung together.
Oh, in that order.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
it's like
true.
a George Carlin thing. Props to George Carlin. But be safe, be kind, be like Betty, be weird.
Yeah.
If you say it fast.
No, you can't say be weird. You have to incorporate our thing.
Okay. Yeah.
See, now you're talking about like branding and stuff. You can't say be weird when we're making it weird. You have to say make it weird.
Is this the end?
I don't know. Is it?
Because I feel like we started strong and it just went.
This will be a one and done.
That's it right there. I mean,
this is the pilot.
We did
episode.
say in our pilot we're going to try and stick to around 30 minutes. Now, we didn't have any rules, but we thought that 30 minutes is a good amount of time.
That's enough
for this. I feel like it's enough for the first.
Yeah, it's enough for me.
All right, so here we go. So then, all right, take us out. Our brand new. Well, we paid a lot of money for this. We're going to use it. We're going to play it as often as we can.
I'm excited, man.
Into commercials, anywhere we can. We are real friends. It's real life, and I think we did a good job of keeping it pretty weird here today.
Yeah,
like and share, subscribe, anything that you can do. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you follow us so that way you're notified when these come out each week. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you listening to our podcast. We love you, seriously.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks to my mom, too.
Hopefully it's more than Tanya and Florence listening, but, you know.
Yeah, but
we'll see.
If it's
we'll
not,
get there.
You start somewhere, right?
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Just like this podcast, starting somewhere. Hey, be safe, be kind, be weird.
Be like Betty.
Wait.
No.
Ah, God.
I quit.
This is horrible.